Hello and welcome to Mock Productions. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another video. Now, you've seen the unboxing for it all. Now it's time to open everything up. Now, of course, we are talking about the Lightseekers. All of this stuff is going to be opened today. All three videos will go up today. This will be the first thing. Why this? Because it gives us the trading shield. Then in the next video we'll open our 4 booster packs, which we've got right here. And then to finish off with, this is all coming out today though, so there's no waiting a few days for it. And then of course last, we have the Hyrax starter pack, which will be opening that up. But it also gives us a bit of a backdrop, at least for now. So yes, like I said, we are going to be focusing on this thing here, which is the tech starter pack. So basically, it gives you exactly what it says there. There you go, 45 augmenting reality cards, 1 starter deck, and 1 booster. So there is going to be a booster in here as well, which is pretty sweet. So that's 5 boosters in all. So I'm going to actually keep the booster from this and put it with these. So I'll have 5 to open and see what we can get. So basically, you're going to get different cards in here. 1 hero card, in particular, this could be Zuna. 5 combo cards, and then 30 action cards. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm quite confused with the card game. And to me, I really want to make a video, not just for myself, but for everyone, to sort of give a bit of a guide as to what exactly you have to do to play the game, to understand it more. I think that would just be really cool. So guys, please let me know if you would like to see that, because honestly I'd love to make it, just to really like show in detail. I know the Lightseekers people, they have shown it off, but even that confused me, and it's not because they didn't explain it properly. By all means they did, but it really has to be simplified so much to understand what is going on with the different cards. There's different like effects on the cards and everything like that. It needs to be done in detail, and I'm hoping to really do that for you guys. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that as well. Apart from that, let's open it up. So, of course, there is a trading shield in here, just very much like Battlecast. Now, hopefully I'm not going to give too much away. Okay, that's fine. So, also, now this is a pretty interesting thing. Let me just have a little look here. Yeah. So, there's the booster pack there. So that's our 5th booster pack, which can go on our little stack there. This little thing here is actually a deck box, so we can make that up. There's actually a little writing thing there, so you can actually write maybe what the deck box is or whose it is and all that sort of stuff. So we can bend this into shape and be able to use this, which is pretty sweet. And it's nice quality as well, which is always good. And there we go, deck box complete. Very nice. Nice artwork as well, which is always very, very cool. You've got the little label there, so you could maybe label it with like the actual order on there. So that's pretty sweet there. That's from that. You also get this little thing, which is actually a little counter. So you sort of put this together and this goes on the little map, or not the map, like the little play mat. Honestly, straight off, I really just want to try and get a play mat which has been custom made. They did it for Pokemon, obviously you've seen that, but I really just want to make have somebody make, or hopefully there will be some sort of custom play mat, maybe with like a specific order on there, but it's exactly the same. So it's not a paper one, it's more like a rolled up sort of like material one, which would be pretty cool. So obviously this pops out, just trying not to rip it at all. There is like a little tabby area there to give you the access. There's obviously the little stand here as well. So it's almost like full-on paper, but it's not. It's odd. So hopefully this can just slip together like so. There you go, that'll do. That'll do. So there it is there. It's not 100% stable. So hopefully they might make some little like characters of these, like, you know, actual little like plasticky things. But this is a good start. I don't know whether this is supposed to be Hyrax. It looks like it, but it could be our actual player from this pack. So that's another thing which comes with that. Obviously you could throw that away if you want, but if you want to keep it, keep it. Obviously this is very familiar to me, a trading shield. You put the card in, it blocks all the side bits, no one can get access to it, which is really cool. Now this is something in which I can give you because you guys can scan that in, and that will apparently give me and possibly yourself more rewards. So the more people who scan that, so there you go, scan away. I don't know what will happen if I move it. It might like pop up, but there you go. If you scan that for me, that's going to help me, and hopefully it'll help you too. Fingers crossed. But I love the look of it. All the cards, they're actually quite thick, which is interesting. I love that shine they've got to the back and the front. Obviously, I don't think this is on all cards, just this one. It's sort of like a gold shiny effect. So we're definitely going to need some sleeves for this game in particular. And then there's the thingy there. Let's have a little look what else we got in here. There's another thing. And I think there it is. Here's all the cards there. So we've got our little pack of cards here. I'll put it to the back because I don't really want people seeing them just yet. But when it comes to they've actually been scanned in, I don't know whether it's a one-off scan like the Battle Cast thing, but it's pretty sweet indeed. So this is basically a little map here. This is a well, this is basically like a sort of like turn phase, so you can sort of read through this and be like, right, I'm in my buff phase, I'm in my action phase, I'm in my draw phase, I've ended my turn. This, I don't know how big it is. Let's have a little look. It's probably going to be quite big because of all the cards. Nice quality to it as well, which is always good. Let me just pick the camera up so you can see that. There it is there. So you've got all the different places on here. You've got your hero section here, your deck, so you can place your deck there, the discard pile. There's some items here which I think are attached to the hero, and that can be pretty cool because you can get some combos going there. If I place this back down, that's not bad. And obviously you're probably wondering, what the heck are all those numbers around there? That is basically for the hero's health. So when you see our actual hero on this card, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. It could say 30. So for example, you take your counter and you place it on 30, and then that monitors your your health, if you heal, if you attack, all that sort of stuff. So that is pretty sweet. But like I said, I'd love to see a mat being made. I don't know what's on the other side. It's just clear on the other side. This is the extreme guide of instructions. This is like crazy stuff in terms of instructions. It's a full-on quick start guide, but honestly you might want to read this about 50 times before you fully understand this game. What I like though, and this is pretty sweet, is that up the top it's got all the different sort of orders and their little sub-orders as well. So like Astral's got Solar, Lunar and Gravity, Dread, Poison, Death and Shadow, Mountain's got Fire, Earth and Crystal, Nature, Animal, Forest, Soul, Storm, Lightning, Water, Air, and then Tech, which is the one we've got, is Explosives, Mechanical and Time. So they've all got different bits and bobs, but you can see very briefly on here all the different cards. There's different bits and bobs, and that's what I want to go over. I want to maybe sort of play a game in a way. I want to actually play a game but read the instructions to you at the same time, so you can actually see a demonstration of what's going on as well as me talking it through, but I can also show you some alternative ways of doing stuff. That I think would be pretty cool, and I think a lot of people would understand more how the game is working. But anyway, let's open this up. There's a little pull tab which you can rip all the little plastic off to open your cards up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them off to the side, and I'll pull them off, put them in the trading shield first, and then we'll show them on screen. So, first one up we have, which is the actual hero. Oh, wow, that actually goes in really nice, is Zuna. There is the hero there. Possible female, maybe it looks very much like the Hyrax, so maybe it's Zuna the Hyrax, because it looks very Hyrax-esque. And you can see on the card, there's several things going on here. It shows that it's a hero. It's got this red thing here, which isn't on any other card. That is the health, like I said, it's got 29. Then there's also the 3 different elements here, and you're probably wondering, well, why are there 2 on fire? Now, from what I understand, if they're on fire, you can activate 2 of those moves per turn. I think. I think. I'm not. That's not 100% certain. I think something happens when they're lit up. Like you might only have that one lit up out of the 2, or the one in the middle lit up. That's why I want to do this video on all the instructions and actually how to get this thing going. The ability there you can see is draw 2 cards and your enemy draws 1 card. So it's sort of like I get half, or your enemy gets half of exactly what you got, but there we go. Not bad, very nice quality cards. Of course, they still all have that sort of shiny-esque to them. So we'll put that face down for now. So this is next one. Ooh, very nice looking card here. Time Collapse. Again, more things you're seeing is the word combo attack here. It says 14 damage. Now this is a combo attack. You can't just play this straight away because that's pretty devastating. I think you need to sacrifice 4 of those cards on your little play field. So say for example you've got 4 of these cards. You go, right, I'm going to sacrifice As long as they've got all those different sub-orders on them of time, explosion and mechanical, you can activate this. So this will then become those 4 cards. It's like sacrificing 4 to gain 1, but it's pretty devastating with that. But that's a one-off card. It's a one-off attack, as far as I know. So the next one up is going to be Overwhelming Blast. This is a pretty sweet one. You've got 2 explosions there. So you're going to need to sacrifice 2 explosions to do 11 damage, and you take 2 as well. Now what's interesting is you're also probably noticing is the colour here. The other 2, the actual text and the actual little shape was orange. This is grey, which they've all got different sort of sub rarities. There you go. So that's pretty sweet to see that. Very, very cool indeed. Next card up we are going to have is a Body Morph, which is pretty sweet. Increased damage done to other heroes by... And you'll see there it's got this little like turny dial. Now what happens is once this is activated by sacrificing those 2, the card turns every single move. Every single move. And once it gets back to here, it's knocked off. So it starts here, next turn you'll turn it, and then you'll be able to do... Oh, that actually increases the damage that you could do. So say, for example, I don't know, you've got a card down that does 2 damage, you do 5. Next round, you do 5, as long as that card is still in play, because the other cards might also be this turning thing. So it is rather interesting to... It is very much a learning curve with this game. It's extremely different to any sort of game I personally have seen. I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely... This is definitely very different. But this one here, Celerite, gain 1 additional action, so you can maybe do a second thing, which could possibly be pretty game-changing. Who knows? But again, you've got to sacrifice those cards up here to activate that additional action. Next one up, we have got another combo defend this time, which is Nitro Heal. Again, sacrificing one of each of the sub-orders, you heal 13. So there are attacking cards, there are healing cards, there's defensive cards. You can get cards that actually stop attacks and everything. Oh yes, this card looks awesome. This is such a sweet looking card. Look at this dude. Warp Toad. So there's the order there. And this is just a defend tone. Return up to 3 buffs in play on any hero to their owner's hand. So this is not just a 1v1 game. You could have 4 people playing it. That's how interesting it is. So you could, 3 people could all gang up on 1 person, or vice versa. You know, you could have 2 on 2 or something like that. But at the end of the day, once one's knocked out, you sort of concentrate on others, and it's pretty interesting. It really, really is. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and a dog as well. Why not? Why not? Let's have a barking dog. Warden of Time is it's a buff. Next time any of the buffs are about to be removed or returned by another hero, move 2 discarded action cards to your hand and increase this by 1 if a combo buff is affected. So that's interesting. This is very much you really have to read these cards before sort of before using them. But what I like is all the artwork. I like how it sort of highlights all of these different words. It's like, you know, you'd be thinking, oh yeah, yeah, I could use this now. No, next time any of your buffs. So that's why it's highlighted. It's removed or returned. That's why that's highlighted. It's interesting. It really, really is. Ooh, this thing is freaky. Look at this. I like how the sleeve goes in really easy. So we've got Time Worm, move your last discarded combo card to your hand. So when you put this down, it does nothing. The next turn, boom, you do one, and once it's done, it's gone. That's just how it works. But that could be a pretty good one to just feed to get your combos going. And then we also have this one, which is Time Chamber. Deal damage to your target when you defend. When you defend? What do you mean when you defend? This is what I'm on about. You need to play the game and understand what it said. Deal damage to your target when you defend. So does that mean when this card is turned and it's on the 2, that if my opponent attacks me, 2 of the damage doesn't go through? That might be it, by the word defend. It's worded different as well, but what was pretty cool is that the guys at Lightseekers, they honestly, or at least Play Fusion as well, they, if you've got a question or you've got something that you want to ask them, send them a message, they will get back to you. Believe me, I've done it several times, they do get back, and it's really cool, you know, really awesome community of people. There's tons of them to answer your questions and everything and queries. That's what they're there for, and it's awesome. So that's really, really sweet that they do that. Anyway, the next one up, we have Chronomoth. Another attack here. It's 3 damage and you draw 1 card when you use it, and this is just a straight up attack, so there's no, like, you don't have to do anything to actually activate it or anything like that. There's actually 2 of those Chronomoths, so I'll put that off to the side. There's probably going to be a few duplicates now, but we got a Looper here. This guy looks pretty interesting. 6 damage, the recipient, no. The recipient? Yeah, it is. The recipient draws 1 card. So whoever gets attacked, they draw 1 card because I attacked them for 6. And there's 2 of them, which I can go there. Then we also have another, this is a defense card now. This is Fountain of Time, which is right here. Rotate up to 1 action buff any heroes, up to 2 steps backwards or forwards, only 1 direction per buff. That's interesting. So you could maybe, if say you've just put it down, you activate this, maybe, you can then go, right, 1, 2, or maybe just before you end and it's here, you go 1, 2, and it goes back there. So that's pretty interesting. Very, very cool card. All the different orders have different cards which affects them. That's a duplicate card. Then we have another buff. Energy System. 7 healing next time you get attacked. So if they attack, you get that. And then that goes. So once you do get attacked, this is gone. But you know, if you put that down and they didn't attack, that's an awesome way of maybe using it to get your combos going. Then we have this one, which is Automatic Avenger, and then this one's another turning one. This card can only be played if another hero removed 1 of your buffs since your last turn. Deal damage to those heroes, healing. So it does 2 damage, but it also heals 2. Okay, that's interesting. But it's good. They've all got different things which you've got to read like carefully before using, because you could try and play it and it's like, well, you can't use that because of Next one up, we have a Bulwark Carrier. Reduced damage received by So straight away you get 7. When it goes to the next turn, it's gone. So yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting indeed. And then we have this card here, Ramparts. Reduce damage received by Deal 1 damage to the attacker if you get attacked. Reduce damage, right, deal 1 damage to the attacker if you get attacked. So if they attack you, you reduce it by 2, but they also get damaged by 1. That's interesting. There are 2 of them. Then we have the Hyrax Fixer, which is a straight up card of 4 healing. Increase this by 3 if your health is less than 15. So, say for example you're on 13, you'd heal 7. If you were on 20, you'd only do the 4. So that's an easy way of thinking of that. There's 2 of them. Then we have, ooh, this is a pretty awesome one. Colossi Cannon. This is another turning one. First 3 corners take damage. 4th corner, deal damage. Oh, so that's interesting. This is almost like you got to charge it up. Maybe it shocks you, charges up, shocks you, charges up, maybe explodes, and then bang, you deal 11 damage. So you're taking 4 for 11. Obviously, per turn, you're going to be taking more damage, possibly. Next card up we have, I love the sleeve. It is just, it's not flimsy, it's a nice really piece of card, and it fits really well. It blocks all the edges. It's awesome. Very, very cool stuff. They've done everything fantastically, and I love that. And it's just so awesome to think that I've actually put money towards this, because it's just so sweet. But anyway, my rant aside, Unstable Defender. First 3 corners deal damage to your target. Fourth corner, your target moves buff cards. Oh, from their hand to their deck. Oh, that is pretty interesting. So you can do some damage, and then you get 3. Oh, that's awesome. That is pretty sweet. So there's 2 of them as well. And then we have, oh, this is a pretty sweet looking card. Crazed Bomber. Burn. Remove 3 buffs. Remove 2 action buffs from yourself. So there's all these different things, and I guess you've got to do all of them. But this is just a full-on sort of attack. What does burn do? Is there a counter for burn? Do you just get burned and that takes off maybe 2? This is all going to be in the on the rules and everything, and hopefully I can go through that. There's 2 of them. Getting to the end now, I think we've got maybe about 4 cards to show off now. We've got a Hyrax Mercenary, simply put, 5 damage, pretty sweet. And there's 2 of them in this deck. Then we have, this is a pretty sweet looking one. These are the actual enemies from the game. Creeble Infiltrator. Deal 2 damage to your target at the start of your turn if they have more than 5 cards in their hand. Not bad. So if they have more 5, oh, actually that's pretty cool. And there is 2 of them. Then we have the Umbron Marauder here. Deal 6 damage to the hero with the most health. So say you're against 2 of your friends, and they've got their heroes going, whichever one has got the most health, boom. But if they're both, that's interesting. So say they're on both the same health, they both get attacked. But do you? See, this is what I'm on about. It doesn't say you're not affected, because what if you are the highest? I don't know, probably not, probably not. Anyway, there's 2 of them, and our last card to show off is going to be Sneaky Creeble, 4 damage. This attack ignores damage reducing effects. So it doesn't matter if they've got cards in play, you still do 4 damage, which is pretty sweet indeed. And that is a dupe. But that is really, really cool actually. You know, there's tons of cards there to go through, and this can go in your little deck box. You don't have to play the Zuna as the hero. You could go as someone else, because like I said, if I put this in the sleeve, I can show you. If you open the booster packs and everything over here, you can find new new ones of this specific hero type. They'll also have different fire abilities, and maybe we might pull some in the next openings. The actual health could be different, and maybe it might not be as rare, that sort of thing. But yeah, very, very cool stuff indeed. I've seriously enjoyed opening just this one thing. It's just so cool. The cards are so nice quality. You really just don't want to damage them because they just really look so awesome. Make sure you scan that, guys, because hopefully that can help you and me. The more people who scan it, it's going to be better. So as long as I'm not destroying the card and you can actually see that properly, we're all good. Apart from that, guys, that is pretty sweet. But like I said, please let me know in the comments below if you do want to see the actual tutorial on how to play this game, because honestly, I really need to show how it's going on. I just think it's going to be really, really interesting to do. But from this pack, you do get quite a lot. You know, you get your quick start guide, you get your pack of 45, you get this little thing here, you get that with every single one of these deck boxes. Obviously, you get your little standee, you get your deck box, which holds your 45. I'm pretty sure 45 is the limit. No, you know what? We'll leave it for the actual video. I like how it's bending there, so you can just see it. Obviously, you get your little playmat thing here. Fingers crossed they do make maybe some alternate ones. I might actually contact them and see if they are maybe going to try and make an actual mat because as much as paper is fine, you do need to iron out the creases because it'll start like folding and your cards are all like move into the center. Even if you used a mat that you've already got, even if it was plain, that's fine, that's no problem, why not? But fingers crossed they are. I'll definitely try and get in contact and ask them whether that is going to happen. Apart from that, guys, the next video will be these 5 booster packs, which we'll be opening up next. It will be today, so, you know, make sure to stay tuned. I can't wait to get to them, to the actual figure, because the figure just looks amazing. I can't wait to see what it actually does. I might do like an unboxing of it, and then a little bit later, I might do like an actual tutorial on actually what happens with all the different functions and everything. That's going to be pretty interesting to find out what's going on. But apart from that, guys, I'll leave it here. I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to hit that subscribe button below for more Lightseekers, because gameplay will be coming up very, very, very soon, especially now that we've started getting all of this. If you also want to see some maybe some battles as well, because not only will that test our skills with the actual trading card instructions, it'll also demonstrate how they function with different decks and what the different decks do. Fingers crossed some other bits and bobs might arrive at some point, which will be very helpful. But apart from that, I'll leave it here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.